Why is nobody telling us this? Like, I swear to God, I mean, these 3 tricks in Adobe Premiere Pro have by far probably been one of the most helpful and time-saving hacks that I've ever learned in Premiere Pro, and I just wish I had known these before when I started. My name is Devin Huynh. Welcome to 11% Tutorials. Today we'll be going over the top 3 Adobe Premiere Pro tips and tricks / hacks that you can use to just speed up your editing workflow and are overall just really helpful and useful if you're an avid editor. I don't know why, for any reason, particularly in my case, when I started out editing, like no one ever talked about these, but these are some of the most helpful and useful tips and tricks. Now, before we dive in, if you guys are new to this channel, it'd really mean a lot if you guys could just please go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe. It's free, all this content is free, so it'd really mean a lot if you guys could. Now, just quick disclaimer, if you are like a professional, expert, super experienced video editor by now, some of these tricks you already might be familiar with, but for those who are kind of just starting out or kind of intermediate editors, I can guarantee these will really be helpful for you. We're gonna be pulling out the computer today and hopping into Premiere Pro to go through all these effects and just break them down and how you can use them and apply them. So get your seatbelts buckled, hit subscribe, and let's dive right in. Alright guys, so now that we are finally inside of Premiere Pro, and just because I hate to keep you guys waiting, so right here I have just a basic composition and just a couple clips and some media that we're going to be using to test out some of these effects. Leading us to our very first effect / tip / hack / time saver. This first hack is edit scene detection. Basically, for say you're working on a project right here. This is some basketball footage that I recorded a month ago, and it's already a pre-edited file. There's already cuts applied, everything's been done, but you need to, for say, take out a certain clip. Basically, for say it's like this clip right here, and they're like, I want you to remove this little clip right here. Well, for me to do this alone, I would just have to go in and go like frame by frame and find out where this cut is, and then once I find the cut, I have to hit Command K to cut it. I'm just gonna go throughout and just keep hitting the arrow until I go by frame and find the next clip and then cut that one out, and then boom, there we go. Now I finally separated this clip, and then I could remove that. I have to hit Command L to separate. It's just a mess. It takes a lot of time, and for say if it's like multiple clips, I'm not gonna want to do that for like the entire clip. It just takes forever. Well, guess what? There is actually a command that Premiere Pro can do this all for you. So what you're first going to do is you're going to hit your clip right here, and then we're going to come over here to clip in the top left hand corner. We're going to scroll down right here to scene / edit detection, and then click that. And now you'll see it brings up a new little tab right here. It's called scene edit detection. And what this basically does is Premiere Pro can apply a cut at every single cut in the footage, and it just detects it and applies it, and boom, it does all the work for you. Now, this may seem like a very simple one, but for me, at least when I came up learning, like nobody ever told me about this. It was actually a friend of mine who taught me this just pretty recently, and I was just blown away because I'd still work on some projects. I hate to admit it, but I would sit down and I just edit and be like, all right, let's go frame by frame and just apply the cut for every single scene. And it was annoying. It took so much time and so much effort, and it was just a ridiculous task that I didn't even know Premiere Pro could already do for me. So coming back right here to the scene edit detection box, you see there's multiple options. The first one says apply a cut at each detected cut point, which is pretty obvious. It'll just cut up the clip as it says, but it can also do so much more. It can create a bin of all the selected sub clips at each point, and it can also create a clip marker at each cut point. We're not going to do the marker one, but I am going to select on both these top ones. So they apply a cut and create a bin. And now what you're going to do is hit analyze. Now it's going to take like a couple seconds. It's really fast, honestly. And once it's done, you'll see, boom. First off, it just cut up our entire clip right here. And you see this clip that I had to cut out by eyeballing it and just like going through frame by frame. It just did that for me within like half of the time, and it did it for the entire clip as well. And then what you also see is that over here in our media selection, it created a bin, and we now have every single clip from this scene, which is just insane because for say if you need to spice up a music video or do a revision, and it's just really helpful. Moving on to our second hack / tip / trick, which is going to be synchronizing and matching up audio. Now this one you might already know or might be obvious and simple, but it's really helpful. And like I said, I've never learned this, or I've had friends who never learned this, especially in their beginner courses when we were all trying to learn Premiere and like just first start out. And I really think it's really important, especially that everybody knows this simple trick / tip. What this command basically does is it basically matches and links up audios on 2 different audio tracks. So for say if you are a YouTuber, like my case example, and I record a video with one camera, and then I have a separate little mini audio device right here that I have to match up the audio tracks. Well, Premiere Pro can do that all for you. So right here, I'm just gonna pull up some example footage. For my case scenario, I am a music video director and I do a lot of concerts. I also do YouTube as well, so it's really helpful to me in both cases. But I have to match up and synchronize audio and music tracks, and that can really be a pain having to do that manually if you're just trying to hear out the track and be like, oh, this is that beat drop, and then line it up there, or it's just a mess, and I don't want to do that. So right here for this case example, I am actually going to mute the tracks just because copyright purposes, but this is some footage I shot at a concert, and I want to match up the song from this concert to the actual audio track that I have here. So what you're going to do is you're first going to select both of your tracks, right? And then we're going to come over here back to clip, and then we're going to go all the way down to synchronize. And you're going to see it brings up this new little panel right here. It's called synchronize clips. Now the first two options are labeled clip start and clip end. These basically mean, do you want to start synchronizing the audio at the clip start or the clip end? For us, that's kind of irrelevant. You kind of get the point, but we could just cut it down if we have to. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip over this. Now, where it really gets important is which track channel are you trying to match it to? For our case scenario, the actual audio that we're trying to match it to is on our second track. So we're gonna hit track 2, and then we're gonna hit OK. Premiere Pro is going to load for a second, and right there, done, already done. And you see it just moved our clip. And if I play this out, listening to it, it is matched up and synchronized. And you can just see how fast Premiere Pro was with that. Like in this clip, there's just a whole bunch of shouting, yelling, just like other concert noise, smoke machines, and it's still able to hear the song, line it up with the original song, and then just perfectly perfectly line it up. And it's just amazing how much time that saves if I had to do that like manually. It's just a really helpful trick, especially if you're a video editor for music videos, concerts, and YouTube videos, like I said, or having to match up any other audio tracks. And now for our final third tip slash trick, which is going to be basic 3D. Now this is actually an effect within Premiere Pro, but I think it's a really extremely overlooked and underrated effect that just nobody ever talks about. So what basic 3D is it's basically a basic version of 3D. Like After Effects, 3D is built in with the program. But in Premiere Pro, you pretty much can't do any 3D effects. It's really hard to create any like sort of 3D animations. But with basic 3D, it really opens up the capabilities. So for just a quick case example right here, I'm going to create a new little just rectangle object right here just so I can show what this effect is. So we're going to come over here to effects, and we're going to type in basic 3D, and you'll see it comes up right here under perspective. I'm going to drag this effect to our rectangle, and now you'll see under our effects right here, we have a new set of options. Now, if you scroll on all of these, you'll see it just turned our rectangle into like a 3D object sort of. We now have a swivel option, we have a tilt option, and we also have a distance to image. There is a little bit of clipping there, so if you drag your image too close, it could kind of disappear, but you can just basically adjust that with the scale and whatnot. Keep in mind, we're doing this all in Premiere Pro, which is just insane. But now with this little demo out the way, let's show some real case examples of how this can actually be used. Now this right here, when I first heard of basic 3D, I immediately thought of the Star Wars opening crawl. Now I'm sorry for like the such terrible quality right here. I think this is like an original opening crawl download from the actual film. So it's like 400 pixels. But anyways, what you can do is you can take basic 3D and you can apply it to a text such as the opening crawl of Star Wars. And if we do a tilt, you can see we can make it look pretty much like the original film. And if we just change and adjust the position of it, it looks honestly pretty accurate. And what I also love about this is you can actually create keyframes for the basic 3D effect. So I can adjust the tilt for say of just like how much it's actually tilting. And if I play that out, you can see it just it looks like a 3D animation, that's something that you make in After Effects. And we're doing this all in Premiere Pro. I've used basic 3D so many different times in the past before for text, animation, just the possibilities are endless. And with that, that is our third and final hack slash trick. I hope you guys were able to learn at least something new today. If you guys made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Really, it means the world. If you had any questions or concerns or tips or suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I love to hear what you guys have to say. And also be sure to follow us on Instagram at 11%prod to keep up on future updates on tutorials like this. If you haven't already, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Really, it means the world to me. Once again, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.